Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It is now almost afternoon. Here we are again, an impromptu live for your feng shui forecast. I just keep doing these, writing them on Saturday morning, and it just makes sense to go live. So happy October. My God, I couldn't be more excited for for September to be over. I don't know if you feel the same way. My September, well, we're going to talk about it. It was nuts. I'm Jeanette Sizikowski, your go-to feng shui consultant, here today to give you your monthly feng shui forecast. Every month together we set we set goals together. I give you an action item, and together we look at, okay, what energy in my space can I use to help me achieve my goals faster? I have totally changed this month's order of how we're going to do things. I've changed my notes, so bear with me for a second. Again, did not plan to go live, but here we are. So I want to make sure I cover everything in my notes. Let's get into it. We're going to start today with the action item. So I also give you an action item to help get that feeling of motivation going, to help inspire you to do something that maybe you've never thought of before. So we set the goal together, we use the energy in our favor, and then I give you an action item. We have to do new things in new places to receive new results. It's new. Change can be scary. We've been given a lot of we've been given a lot of change that we haven't asked for recently. But that's change is good. We have to do new places and new things to receive new results. Wow, we're starting off pretty slow here. I had all this inspiration this morning and I downloaded it. And okay, so that's what these action items are for. Normally I end with these, but I want to start this week doing something a little different. Let's make this screen big. How did the last month's action item go? Last month's action item was to do something or start something new that you want to continue into 2023, because remember, September energy was a preview of 2023. Do something, this is supposed to say new, do something from last month. I said now, do something new that you want to continue into 2023. So what was it that you tried? I also said, don't feel like you have to do this forever. Just tell yourself 30 days. And I bet, like, without the pressure of, I'm going to test this out, I have to do it for the rest of my life. No. Just try it out for September, because those energies are the same as 2023. And with that lack of pressure of feeling you have to do it forever, what did you try? Comment below, comment in the comments. What is it that you tried? Was it drinking more water, eating better? Did you want to call your mom more so that you are talking to her more in 2023? Now that you saw a preview of 2023, what did we think about it? This September for me was one of the most difficult months I think I've ever had since starting this business. It was not great. It's not great news for me that 2023. So when I say this, I'm going to show you guys a couple slides about how this works, but where the flying stars are in September are where they're going to be in 2023. So like for me, I have 5 at my front door, I have 2 in my bedroom. There's all just difficult energies in a weird order. And like I said, it was very difficult. It was a very difficult one for me, but so not great news for me that the feng shui energies of September are what they are, but I don't actually think it was the feng shui energies this month that were the problem. What do I mean by feng shui energies? There are different layers of energy, and I don't know if saying different types of energy is the exact correct terminology, but that's how I describe it, that there's different types, different layers. And here I'm going to show you what that means. It's a good example. So you have a personal energy. There's 3 different, this is what I mean by the layers. No one has more power. No one has, it's not even a hierarchy. It technically should be a circle. They all carry 33% weight in your life. So before I get too far away from my notes, you have a personal energy. So I could have said my energy in September was bad or my feng shui was bad. My energy was definitely affected, but this area, our area, the man luck, our personal energy is what we have most control over. So my energy was definitely tested, but I believe I passed pretty well. Man, it was tough though. I did my best to keep in check, and I worked out more. I did a lot more of not sitting in anger or sitting in impatience, and I just worked on it. I think the worst of it was actually the heaven energy this month. So that's what I started saying, is that yes, the feng shui energy of September is the same as 2023. So you get a little sample of what 2023 is going to be like. And that's where I was saying I don't actually think it was the feng shui that was bad. I think it is more the heaven energies or the planets. So this is like astrology. This is the bigger like heaven energy that we don't have control over. We have control over our feng shui and where we live. We have control over our actions, our energy, and we don't have control over the planets. So I actually think the worst of it was the heaven energy this month, not the feng shui. Then there was 6 planets in retrograde at the moment. Mercury retrograde is about ready to end. That's kind of the most famous, popular one for causing miscommunication. But I don't ever really have Mercury retrograde problems, like never. So it was just a really bad month. I made a whole video about it on YouTube, the video last week about how to just stay calm when dealing with people. So I will say, you take everything difficult and you learn something from it. And I hope you can go watch that video and take away some ways to be patient, take away some things to how to bite your tongue. It's a good video. People are enjoying it. So, though the feng shui energy will be the same, thank goodness, the heaven energies that we've been feeling in September will not be the same next year. So that's all good. And I would say my emotional fitness really got a good workout. We have to practice patience. Patience is a muscle. Biting our tongue is a muscle, keeping our thoughts to ourselves, not letting our ego run the show. This is all a muscle. This is why you read the self-development books. This is why you read those books, to like actually put into practice. We don't just want to read these things and not, it'd be great to never have any problems so we don't have to test it out, but this is why you read the books, to test it out. Also, I do want to say thank goodness for Chi Pro Sam's Chi Cast. She was on 2 weeks ago. So last week I talked about my patience, and then 2 weeks ago she was on here talking about the rest of 2022, how to make it great. And then she was talking about her Chi Cast that they're better than a horoscope. They talk about just kind of what you're up against and what you may see. And I don't get paid for these, and I didn't even tell her I would talk about her Chi Cast this month, but I have got to say thank God for this Chi Cast, because mine started out this month and it said, like, for me, my personal day master, it's like your zodiac. You each have something based on your birthday. So for me, it said you'll be tested, but you'll pass if you stay humble, if you stay calm, if you respect the hierarchy. And there were all of these things where like people were really coming after me and I just didn't say anything. It's hard to not stick up for yourself. It's hard to not like snap back, but we did it. We did it. And it was just really comforting knowing when I heard this Chi Cast that like it wasn't me. I didn't do anything. It's just kind of like the energy and the scenarios that were created from it. So anyway, I can't say enough about it. Your first month is free if you want to sign up on her website, chiprosam.com. Your first month is free. Go find out what your October is going to be like and then cancel it if you want to cancel it. And again, I don't get paid for this. She didn't know I was going to talk about it. I just am so glad that mine gave me a heads up. So in terms of what did I try that I want to implement more? So again, comment below, what did you guys try more of that you want to repeat into 2023? And maybe you tested out and you didn't like it. And maybe you tested out and you're like, okay, that was a great action item. I tried something, but I definitely don't want to do this in 2023. I tried a Pilates class at my gym. I really liked it. It was nice. I think I'll do more of it now. I scheduled it in my calendar for every Monday. So at least every Monday. So that was mine. Okay. So switching up everything. Switching it up, we're going to do action item first. I noticed some patterns this month. Also, once all my stuff kind of fizzled out, I have friends, family, people on Instagram, clients, just people from all angles, like really losing it. I mentioned I was learning to bite my tongue, but just people all over, I feel like really flipped their lid, popped their lid, flipped their load. I don't know. They lost it. I had friends texting me about relationship stuff. I had, other people that were fighting. I had clients who were getting in arguments. Just everywhere I noticed that people just lost it this month. And it really was a theme. And I don't ignore themes if I ever see them or experience something 3 times. This is actually something fun I practice. If I see something 3 times, if I notice it on a billboard, if I notice it in like hearing it on the radio and I notice it somewhere else, I'm supposed to look into that more. I'm supposed to go forward. These are all little signs like, okay, this is teaching me something. I'm supposed to research this more. I'm going to look into it. So if you hear something, see something, or something comes up like 3 times, look more into it. Back to my notes. So it was a theme. If I ever see a theme, I take note. Mercury retrograde is coming to an end in a couple of days. And I think, unfortunately, Mars is in Gemini for a really long time. So I don't like to give planets too much control. I do believe they influence us, but I don't believe they ever have our like worst interests at heart. I think they're just happening. And I don't like to give planets and all that astrology stuff too much weight. So what the short tempers, breakups, and angry, immature rampages and temper tantrums show me is that we are freaking pent up and we are all pretty wound up. And it makes sense that after 2 years from 2020 that we are just like really stiff and we're like really waiting for the other ball to drop, the other shoe to fall. My analogies, my phrases are not on, right? But we're just kind of like, we're so stiff and we're so just like, if you flick us, people risk like losing it, right? Because it has been just something after something after something. So action item this month is let out some steam. I think we all need to do this. My friends that were fighting and having relationship problems and all this stuff, they are scheduling, and even my neighbors over here, they're like, I'm leaving. I'm going on a trip. I'm going to Colorado. I'm going here. Like they're just taking an impromptu weekend, and not everybody has that luxury, but we got to start letting loose again. We got to start releasing this stuff and this anger that's like stacking and this frustration that is stacking. We have got to start getting back into being compassionate and empathetic and patient and like chill. And that's everybody. Everybody's got something that just triggers them more than it used to. When was the last time you think about this? When was the last time you danced? When's the last time you even just like shook your body? When was the last time? I feel like vacations are tough because there's all this pressure to have a lot good time and you still end up just looking at your phone. So like low pressure. When's the last time you just danced in your living room for 3 minutes, played your favorite song from the 80s? And if that's all you did all October and just like shook it out, or like maybe every day in October, like scream into a pillow. Not everybody can get a massage, but like we have got to release some of this energy that is just building and pent up. So your action item for this month is do something to release the pent up energy. Take a boxing class. Like I said, scream into a pillow, punch a pillow, dance to Madonna in the living room. Maybe you need a good cry. Watch the movie that always makes you cry. But like, let's start getting it out. The energy this month is pretty chill. It's pretty even from what I first saw. So let it out. It's a good month to release it. Now let's get into the goal. I'm looking at my notes here, bring in so let's get into the goal. What is one goal you have for the month of October that if you accomplish it, you move closer to where you want to be at the end of the year? And when I say these goals, it's move you closer to where you want to be at the end of the year. I want to first acknowledge I am so proud of you who are starting to comment more. You are starting to share with us more. You are starting to type it in the chat. I'm proud of you for doing that because it really has nothing to do with me and it has nothing to do with this chat box. It has everything to do with you like saying out loud what you want and saying out loud what you want to try and do. And it's like the dancing thing. Like when we're really anxious and when we are just so wound up, like we can't even like be silly. We can't even like shake our body. We can't even scream out the window. Another side effect of that is like we can't even type in the chat to the internet abyss what it is we want because we don't even know what we want. So I'm really proud of you guys. The more and more of you are saying what you want, are typing your goals, typing in what you're going to do with the action item, and I'm proud of you for that. Some of you said find more balance, find new relationships, apply for a job, buy a house, be more social. These are amazing, and I'm proud of you for sharing because that sinks into your body more and more, and you are more likely to follow through. I do want to give some advice on following through with your goals and as you set these goals. At the beginning of the year in February, I say let's set a year-long goal. And I say this all the time, but really this is the first year we're doing this on YouTube. But in the beginning of February, we set a 12-month goal. We set a goal for the end of the year. And that is something you want to keep in mind all year. And then as we do month-to-month goals, that's when I want you to break down your year goal into step by step. So Like if your goal for the year was to make $12,000, then break it down. How can I make $1,000 every year for 12 months? And then what you would do is, as we go through this map, as we go through the Feng Shui Bagua map and we see, okay, money energies in this direction, money energies here, or networking energies over here, then you know each month, okay, to make $1,000, actually this month I need inspiration on how to make a product. Okay, I'll use this energy. Next month, the money energies over here, I need some cash. We use this energy. So that's how these forecasts should go. Break down into 12 steps or break down into 24 steps. The more specific you are and the more immediate action you can execute, the better. Because when you say you want to do something, you want to take action immediately so that you follow through on the goal. So I'll use a lovely commenter as an example. They want to be more social, and they always say that what did she say? They always say they'll be more social, but they don't follow through often. That's because what I said to her is, that's because the brain needs more direction. When I say I want to work out more, I want to be healthier, it's just so vague. Or when I say I want to be more social, it's just so vague. So we need more our brains need more directions. We think these ideas come to our brain and will tell us the next steps, but actually our brain is just a muscle, and we have to tell our brain what to do. We tell our hands to move, we tell our mouth to talk, we tell our feet to put one foot in front of the other. We tell our brain what we want it to do. So if you want to be more social, if you want to go on more walks, whatever your goal is, break it down. So how far do you want to walk? For how long do you want to walk? If you want to be more social, who are the type of people you want to meet? And then you'll know where to put yourself. So for me, I'm still going after my year-long goal. And the next step for me to get closer was to create a masterclass. I've created the DIY Feng Shui program, which is so exciting and a big goal, dream of mine. So I'm excited that's over. And now I'm off to create my first masterclass. This is a good point to note that the energies officially switch like October 7th, a little bit before. So we are not in October just yet. We're transitioning into it. So I'm really going down to the wire with my goal, but it will be completed by October. And so that was mine, followed through. Comment below, comment in the chats what yours are. And now let's look at, now that you know your goal, you know what you're going to do moving forward, let's look at each of the directions, and you can pinpoint which direction is going to be most helpful to helping you achieve your goal. Let me pause for a second, check the comment, check the banner. Okay, let me take, I just like flew into it. 1 second. Okay, so now we've done our action item. We've talked about our action item. We talked about our goals. Now you have our goals. Let's look at these directions. I always get the least ideal direction out of the way first. And this month is the west. Sorry to everybody who's got these west facing homes, because it was the west last month as well. But when I say it's the least ideal, it's, in this case, it's just where the 5. Last month it was 6 and 7. And that's just a combative energy. I had you put some bamboo there. And it's not anything you have to avoid or be afraid of. It's just something you have to be aware of so that you don't try to do something really important in the least helpful energy. Does that make sense? In this case, if your goal involves losing weight or anything with eating, or like just like addictions, consumption, or anything with the mouth, losing weight, like I said, the west is going to be the least helpful to you. 5 and 7 is mouth, and 5 just kind of disrupts whatever it's with. So that's where we get the idea of mouth, like something going on there. And so if this is where you maybe meal prep, or if this is where you want to have a deep conversation, no, there's going to be like some fire of the mouth, something going on, and just be aware of it. Nothing to be afraid of. Like I said, if you are somebody who likes to put objects and you like to, placing something with intention is the biggest thing in Feng Shui. People think it's Lucky Charms. It's not Lucky Charms. It's just the intention you give the object and then the element of the object. So metal, 5 is earth. Metal suppresses earth. That is why my recommendation to chill out the energy in the west this month is to put 6 metal coins is the representation, but really can be anything metal. It can be a silver bowl, anything metal you can put here to chill out the energy. Or if you don't have an object and that's just not really your thing, just know this is not the area for deep conversations. If you are, okay, so I think I hit all my notes actually. Hit all my notes about that. So that's the West, least ideal, out of the way. Now is a good time to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you stay up to date on all of these energies. Subscribe now if you haven't already. And let's get into the 3 great energies. It's a pretty chill month. Nothing, sometimes when I read this, I can see a story and it like just screams at me something, but nothing really screamed at me this month. So anyway, that's good. Our first auspicious direction this month is the northeast. 8 and 6, so northeast here, or on this pretend Bagua map that I created, the northeast is over here, so it'd be this person's kitchen. So if this person set a goal, and then I'm going to tell you what this energy is good for. If that aligns, then this is a really great month to use their kitchen a lot. This would be a great month for them to meal prep if that's aligned with their goal. So anyway, 8 and 6 are both great stars. It's metal coming to earth. So 6 coming to earth. It's metal coming to earth. So not necessarily supportive. That's going backwards in the elemental cycle, but the elements are still smooth. And 8 and 6 are both, it's not called a noble star. They're just very auspicious. They're good. They're both very helpful energy. So when we see them combine, we see great things. Use this direction if your goal involves getting a promotion, being seen for your work, in the workplace. 6 is a leadership, boss, head of house energy, and combined with 8, I see promotion a lot. So in somebody's house, if I see 8 and 6 come together for the year, I am very confident that that person will see some kind of promotion in whatever a promotion means in their respective field. If you are already a high-ranking CEO or head of a business, this is still a great energy to use. So even if you don't want a promotion, but you just want to be recognized more and you do want to do well, and maybe you need to get some respect from your employees, this is still a great energy to use and to gain more eyes and respect. So use your power for good and use your northeast direction of your home if what your goal is for the month of October. So remember, we just said it. If your goal needs that kind of energy, use the northeast. Remember, this is the yearly and the monthly energy that comes to everyone from these directions. Yearly is this big number, small is the monthly. This is true for everybody. Your home, though, based on when it was built and the direction it's facing, has its own energy that should be balanced as well. And that doesn't change monthly. So you, in addition to these annual and monthly energies that come, you have a base energy in your home. And so if you're ever curious about what those are and how those are interacting here, you can always invite me to work one-on-one with you. And that's like what we do. We work on the base energy, the permanent feng shui of your house. And we help you create more peace, harmony, happiness, positivity in your home. So just a reminder, there's other energy specific to your house going on here. The next direction I'd like to highlight is the north. In the north here, we have 8 earth coming into control water. So we have the north, we have 8 and 1. But again, 8 and 1. So 8, 1, and 6 are like the best energies. Again, it's kind of dependent on what you need and where you're at. But in general, 8, 1, and 6 are always what we're looking for. They're the best energies. So we have 8 earth coming into control water. So now we have a controlling. The metal and earth was a backward cycle, not a promoting cycle. This one, we have a controlling relationship. But because they're both good energies, I still like this direction. 8 is good for quick money, and 1 is good for clarity and wisdom. Maybe some wise advisors if you need a loan, if you need some inspiration, if you need some, again, just like a wise advisor, some guidance on what to do next, some clarity. If you need help figuring out how to make more money, this is definitely the energy and the direction for you in the north. Maybe you need to get some advice on a product you want to make or a side hustle you want to start. So this month in the north, have if this was your house, sit at the edge of your bed, journal, 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 meditate here. And when you meditate, ask, I want some inspiration for my side hustle. I want some inspiration for how to make more money. That is how you would use the north if that is the energy that you needed to reach your goal. And lastly, the last one we love to see this month is the Northwest. So here, 6 and 4 come together. And 6 and 4, numerology is totally different than Feng Shui. Some people I know like to add up their house numbers, and that's great. Numerology is just its separate own thing. But in Feng Shui, the numbers that we do add are if we see 10, and in this case, we see 6 and 4. 6 and 4 together equal 10, which is great for money and abundance and growing wealth. So that's wonderful there in the Northwest. Wood and metal separately are in a controlling relationship. So I was just talking about, we don't have anything directly smooth this month, but they're all combining still in a good way. So anyway, wood and metal separately are in a controlling relationship. So this is a good time to clean up the Northwest and update any landscaping that you have. You really want to make this area beautiful, particularly for the month of October, with the intention of welcoming in abundance and welcoming in good things, particularly also if you are a personal energy number 6. If you're personal energy number 6, I bet you have some good things coming your way. So if your intention, if your goal for October needs some extra money, needs some extra abundance, which I think everybody just wants, you can always update all 3 of these directions. You don't have to stick to one. I just like to help people stay focused and not feel overwhelmed. But if you have it in you, you can use all of these directions. In the Northwest, if this was the exterior of this home, I would really want them to make sure all of their landscaping was nice. Anything in this area that was broken, update it. And again, Feng Shui is about giving your space attention with intention, or even your outside attention with intention. And in this case, for this month, the intention of, I love all this. I love this abundance energy that's coming into my home this way. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm ready to receive. Thank you. Like, so update these things with gratitude to receive in this combination of 10 this month. And like I said, if you're personal energy number 6, then I feel good for you this month. This is a nice one. 4 coming to you is also academic. It's wisdom. It's it's not wisdom. It's academic. It'd be good for following through on a project, or if you have to study for anything. If you need to take like an online course or just learning. 4 is the academic star. It's also the peach blossom star. So 6 I'm excited for you. If you don't know your personal energy number, it's free to find out. Click the link in the description of this video. I think it says get your personal energy number. When you find out your personal energy number, you also find out about your lucky directions. You can also find out about your personal element. Your lucky directions, to go back for a second, if you do find out your personal energy number, this 8 and 1, like I said, it's good for gaining wisdom and gaining clarity, getting a wise advisor. Meditate with your back facing your lucky spirituality direction. So when, you know how I just said, if you're needing some inspiration, some clarity, some understanding, meditate at the edge of your bed, journal here, or meditate down here. Find out your personal energy number with that link. It's free. And when you do it, you want your back facing your lucky direction. And your lucky direction will be specific to you and whatever your personal energy number is. Okay, that is all today, guys. I feel like we blasted through it. These impromptu lives. Tell me if you like the lives. This one was a little rocky in the beginning. Thanks for sticking with me here. So, action item, your goal, using the energy in your space to multiply your efforts. That's the point of Feng Shui. You set a goal and then you use the direction it's less effort. It's less difficult. You use the energy. It's like the wind at your back. So I'm going to ramble if I don't stop soon. Like this video if you liked it just a little bit. Comment below your goals. I'm so proud of you guys for sharing more and more. I'm so excited to hear it. It makes me so excited to follow through and help you stay accountable as well. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the notification bell for all the other Feng Shui videos coming out. See you soon.